Hey guys, I'm Lynnie with Sunflower Spirit Tarot, and I'm here with a message for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any other significant placements. This is a general message, so whatever I see is what I'm going to read. But before we get to the reading, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. What are you waiting on? It doesn't cost you anything. It's totally free. Join this community and help it grow. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers by the end of this month, and I need your help to do it. To all of my returning sunflowers, welcome back. I'm so glad to have you. And I'm so glad to have this opportunity to read for you. All right, let's get into it. I'm going to show you all the cards, and then I'm going to tell you the story that I see. We have the Seven of Pentacles, the Priest. For those of you familiar with tarot, it's also like the Hierophant. That's Taurus energy. We have the Nine of Cups. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Justice card, which is Libra energy. We have the King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, mature masculine. The Sun, which is Leo energy. The Ten of Wands. We have the overall energy of the King of Swords, which is mature air sign masculine, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And the hidden energy, the World. Okay? All right. So I see you investing in only that which brings you joy, prosperity, peace, wisdom. I see you being very self-sufficient at this time. Now, in what I would consider the recent past, or some sort of energy that's surrounding you, is in the clarification of this King of Swords. We have the Ten of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. And what this is telling me is that there was something that you've disconnected yourself from, whether it's a person, place, a circumstance, a job, a role, that was difficult for you. But you knew that it was for the best, okay? In order for you to pursue new opportunities or just be available for new opportunities, okay? There's something that you disconnected yourself from that caused you some level of discomfort or some level of pain. And it was a difficult separation for you, but you know that it was in your best interest to do so. That's kind of like the background message of this reading, because the overwhelming message of this reading is how in tune with yourself you are, how satisfied you are with your life. You are thriving in this energy of gratitude. You are thriving in this energy of just being independent and standing on your own 2 feet and finding fulfillment only within yourself. You're not looking outside of you for anything that you can create within you. You're not looking outside of you for love, for validation, for attention, for respect. You're giving all of those things to yourself. You're pouring into yourself the way that you have always been meant to pour into yourself. You're honoring yourself. You're loving on yourself. And that's creating abundance and prosperity all around you. It's almost like a ripple effect. And I think this is true for all people, but especially for you right now. When we pour into ourselves and we really start to feel how strong our love is, right? Because we've been giving it away for free for years and years and years, wondering why nobody ever appreciates it, wondering, is it strong enough? Does it matter? Does it have value? Then you start loving yourself, you start pouring into yourself, and you start to blossom. You start to grow. You start to become the person who you were always meant to be. You start to get like really situated and satisfied in your own independence and your own energy. You're a Sagittarius. So obviously you are a highly independent person anyway. But now that independence comes with a certain level of gratitude. Now your solitude and the peace that you feel within that, you honor that. You respect that. And it looks like you only want to bring people and opportunities into your space, into your energy, into your life that are multiplying that feeling of joy and gratitude and satisfaction and abundance. You're creating some real change for yourself, not only for yourself, but for the people around you. And this is what I was referring to when I said the ripple effect thing. The more you grow, glow, and just like learn to embody your full power and your full potential, it's going to start like coming out of you in waves. affecting everybody who's close to you, affecting the environments, your workplace. I feel like anything or situation, any family, any group, any workplace, any environment that you are a part of is going to be blessed as a result of you doing the work that you've done on yourself, as a result of you growing into a very empowered and independent embodiment of yourself. You're learning how to love your energy. You're still generous. You're still kind. This is not an ego thing. This is just you really understanding how important it is for you to love on you, to invest in you, to give to you. You're reconnecting to your passion, to your creativity, to the things that really hold special value for you. You're going out, you're having fun. If you're really social, expect your social life to continue to feel light and fun and abundant. You're going to continue making new connections. If that's what you want, it's almost like whatever you want, you can have it. Whatever you want, you can have it. If you've been looking for a new job, you're going to be getting good news, and it's going to be a role that you can work independently, that you can do on your own, or where you can be the leader, where you can do things how you want to do things. Not only are you being hired for your expertise, the skills that you have, what you can do, but also the impact that you make and how your perception or your vision for things can change things, can enhance things, can help things to grow. I feel like there's so much abundance coming into your life as a result of you being independent, as a result of you reclaiming your power, pulling your power back from all of those painful past parts, those painful relationships, those painful environments, those painful circumstances. You're realizing all of that has culminated into this moment. All of that has made you stronger, wiser, and more prepared to either be a leader or to fully embody your own energy. I think there's a respect that you now have for yourself that you haven't always had. Of course, you respected yourself, but now it's like a different level. You're growing at like this, what I would consider an exponential rate, whether it's spiritual growth, financial growth, whether you're glowing up and it's a physical growth, like an aesthetic growth. I don't know how else to describe that. You look good, you smell good, you're charismatic, you're magnetic, but you've always been those things. But now you really know. Now you really know who you are and what you bring to the table. I don't even really like that phrase, bring to the table. I feel like it's been so contorted. But even still, you know how you contribute to your environment, to your relationships. You know that energy is powerful and it's necessary. So when people play with it, it's like, okay, I'm going to separate myself. There's somebody else out there who could use this. There's some other opportunities that I'd rather pursue. You're closing a chapter that was painful for you because you're done self-sacrificing. And you're realizing that your vision, your passion, your purpose is willing to support you, sustain you in the ways that you thought other people were going to. Okay? Present time, the past energy looks great. The present energy looks fantastic. The future energy is where we take this idea of pouring into ourselves and allowing that love to ripple out, to flow out from us into everything else that we do. And now I feel like you're stepping into a role of being some sort of community leader. Once again, if you're applying for positions in management or like a supervisor position, I think the odds are you're going to get it. I think you're going to get some good news. I think people like your leadership style. I think people like the way that you connect. I think people like your impact and your vision. I think people appreciate it. I think you're going to be finding opportunities in environments where you do feel more seen, more heard, more understood, because you weren't meant to fit in. You weren't meant to be a follower. You weren't meant to do everything that everybody else does. You're an individual just like the rest of us, but you have a fire inside of you that cannot be tamed. And maybe you spent most of your life trying to tame it. And that's what put you in these painful situations and circumstances, making yourself small, making yourself uncomfortable to make other people comfortable. Well, the time for that's over now. That's over now. And anybody, if they wasn't grilling before, they're going to be really mad. Okay? When they see what you are capable of, when they see what you're doing, when they see where you're about to go, where you're headed right now, it's going to be people who regret treating you the way that they treated you. It's going to be people who regret making you feel like you should be small, or that you're too much, or that you're too out there, or that your ideas can't be grounded, or that they're not useful or have value. And they do. And I think really ultimately this started to shift within you when you realized that that was true. When you realized that your ideas, your thoughts, your art has value, your leadership style has value. And the future energy here, we're getting into some community building. You might have a social media platform. You might be a community leader in your own right, in your local community. Like I said, you might be getting a leadership position at work, a promotion, or you could just be like a team lead on a project. I think that's going to even enhance the way that you feel about yourself. And I think that the value that you see in your own work or your own contribution is going to be reflected back to you through the appreciation of the people around you. Okay? It's going to be undeniable. I'm going to clarify a little bit because I want a little bit more information on this Ten of Wands here. The Ten of Wands can just be an energy of closing a chapter, but specifically in this deck, in the Manga Tarot deck, it talks about yourself and others, adaptability and relating to other people, your ability to connect with lots of different people from lots of different walks of life. I mean, I would say you don't know a stranger. I'm not sure how extroverted or introverted you are, but there are people who just feel instantly connected to you, instantly magnetized to you. You might be the kind of person where people will come up to you and tell you their whole life story. They don't even know you. They just feel comfortable with you. You've always been able to make connections that way with people outside of yourself and outside of your environment and outside of the way that you grew up or outside of your culture. That's a really important part about what's coming together for you, is your ability to make those connections and your ability to create that web, right? Ten of Wands. What's the Ten of Wands here for Sagittarius? We have the Four of Pentacles. What's really important? I think you've spent enough time on your own in isolation or in solitude. Four of Swords. You spent enough time on your own in isolation or in solitude, right? What's really important? Understanding your priorities, your values, how you're showing up in the world, analyzing, reflecting, trying to understand. Okay? And now it's kind of created this greater compassion for you or within you that allows you to make those connections with people who aren't necessarily just like you. Because I think you have this distinct ability to see the ways in which you are reflected in other people and vice versa. There's always some sort of common thread or some sort of like common denominator or some sort of link between you and these other people. Even if your lives are totally different, even if your backgrounds are totally different, you can see something for the essence of what it is. And you can relate to it. You can resonate with it. And when you create that resonance with other people, they feel seen, they feel heard, they feel understood, which is something that you've probably been looking for most of your life. And now you get to create that resonance within others. Now you're realizing that it was never meant for everybody to understand you. It's almost like being a universal donor for your blood type. You can donate to everybody else, but you can only receive a certain kind, right? So maybe for you to feel seen and appreciated and understood, it has to come from you. But you have this ability to give that to everybody else around you. Do you understand what I mean? It's like you're the antenna or I can't think of a proper way of relating this. But it's like, I understand if you don't feel like other people are making really significant connections with you more so than you're connecting with everybody else, but that's a part of your like path. That's a part of your purpose, your ability to do that. Not everybody's supposed to understand you because you are complex and you are special, because not everybody has this ability to do this. And some people don't use it for good. And you want to affect change, not only within yourself, not only within your family, but within your community. And I think that's a really, really beautiful thing. We have the Queen of Chalices at the bottom of the deck here after clarifying that. And that really speaks to that kind of grace and compassion that you've unlocked, not only for you, right, as within, so without, but for everybody around you. For the people who may have misunderstood you in the past, for the people who didn't love you properly in the past, for the people who couldn't quite connect to you or couldn't quite see you in the past, you realize that, oh, I have this superpower. They don't have that. I can see this link. I can see these things. I can create that resonance. I can feel deeply connected to most people, if not all people. I can find something good about almost everybody walking this planet. And I understand, like, things aren't as black and white as they may always seem, that you can't judge a book by its cover. And this is just based on your own experiences, the people that you've met, how your discernment has developed. All of that has gotten you to this moment to where you feel like you can now be impactful in a way that you didn't unlock before because you were so focused on, why don't they see me? Why don't they feel me? Why don't they understand me? And now you realize maybe it's your purpose to see, to feel, and to understand others. That's a beautiful gift, and it's a wonderful appointment. And if you hear that calling and you choose to answer it, all of the good stuff that you feel, all of the gratitude, all of the abundance, all the prosperity that you've unlocked so far will continue to multiply, will continue to enhance your life in a very, very meaningful way. I think you've chosen to answer this call. Give yourself grace. Be patient with yourself as you're kind of learning this new role or this new place. But you're going to be amazing. You're going to be amazing. Just stay in this energy of gratitude. Stay in this energy of loving yourself first. Make sure you're maintaining your boundaries because that's important. That's important. And really enjoy the embodiment of your power. Enjoy what you're capable of and enjoy what you're contributing to this world because everybody else is going to. All right, this is what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope that this was helpful or enlightening in some way. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will be with you next time.